If Jesus says the Son can do nothing by himself, I ask myself the question, how much of my Christian life am I doing on my own? One of the most basic ones as we look at this, and I'm guilty of this, if we are prayerless people, we are doing the Christian life on our own. If we aren't seeking the Father's will for everyday living, everyday life, not just the big things of life, not just the laundry list of life, we might be doing the Christian life on our own. As we see here, Jesus was dependent on prayer. If you can remember all the way back to the first Sunday in January, before this series started, Pastor John kicked us off with this passage from Mark 1, where it says, before daybreak the next morning, Jesus got up and went out to an isolated place to pray. Later, Simon and the others went out to find him. When they found him, they said, everyone is looking for you. Kind of disgusted, like, where are you? You're supposed to be healing people. But Jesus says, we're not going back to heal people in verse 38. We must go on to the other towns as well, and I'll preach to them. That is why I came. That Jesus spent time with prayer with the Father to get his executing orders of his ministry on earth. He can't do anything by himself. And that's the amazing piece here. When we see here, if Jesus never acted alone, and he was God himself in flesh, but yet he was fully man, why would we ever act alone? I'm going to call this for a moment rogue Christianity. The expression is used to indicate someone who is displaying a degree of independence. We make a lot of decisions in life. Some may be more important than others, but we make a ton. I can think of a couple in the Christian life. To serve or not to serve. Is that your decision? Maybe to be at church or not to be involved in a local church. Is that your decision? Maybe it's to be involved in the life of the local church as compared to living a life of isolation as a Christian, right? There's a lot of people out there saying, I can do the Christian faith without being connected to a local body. A lot of people. That's one of the big ones out there right now. That I'm still all right. I do this in isolation. So here's my thing. If we are never to act alone, my follow-up question is did you pray about it? That's how we partner with God in this. As we have things in life, so to serve or not to serve, did you ask God, is this what you're calling me to do? To marry someone, is this the person, God, you're calling me to marry? To leave my job, is this what you're calling me to do, to leave my job? If you are in isolation as a believer, did God tell you to live that way? That's what I'm asking you. Did God tell you to live that way? Is that what God's called you to do, right? When you're moving someplace, is that what God has called you to go? Or the other question is, have you even asked him? Going to the missions one. Have you ever asked God, am I called to do that? And bringing that to the Father. And so we can take a look at our lives, and we can say, have we asked God about that?